Oh, I got good asked a good football battle. Chuck Muncie versus Chuck Foreman. You remember when football players used to have tough names? Chuck the Chuck, a Muncie and a Foreman. Those sound like gonna run you over and knock you into next week. Just the names alone had power and pump to them. Muncie played longer by 1 year. He had 74 touchdowns, 6,707 yards to Foreman's 5,950 yards. 74 touchdowns, which was close. But Foreman had more out of as a receiver. He did more. And in that frigid temperature. He played for Minnesota and for New England. Muncie played for the New Orleans Saints, San Diego Chargers, and then the Bengals. Now, they Muncie, a lot of off the field things kind of worked against him. Foreman just was the timing. He happened to be playing. They went to 3 Super Bowls. Minnesota lost all of them. And Fran Tarkenton carried more weight. He also happened to be a running back right during the time when O.J. Simpson and Walter Payton were happening and Franco Harris. So you talk about a cat when you talk about timings. Still, if you talk to a certain people of a certain age and time, they'll tell you that Chuck Foreman was a bad man. Chuck Muncie was the running back of the Air Coryell San Diego Charger era. He came over there. It didn't work in New Orleans. And there was a lot of, he talked about a lot of racism, a lot of stuff going on, which I believe there's a lot of stuff going on, but what he had to deal with. But when he got there, and he was bad in college. Both these cats was bad, Think about it. They both named Chuck. If that ain't a tough name, I don't know what is. And their last names have power too. But they're unsung, now, because the way numbers work get for you and against you. When you have conversations with people, if running backs weren't pushing 10,000 or so yards, they almost get kind of forgotten, like they didn't matter. It's kind of like wide receivers, because when the modernization of numbers and the inflation, it makes people look like the guys didn't do as much. And so when you see some guys who are being held out of the Hall of Fame, some of it, a lot of it's political. You think about who they played for, what they did. There's a lot of different things. And guys like this are definitely going to pay a price in a different way. Think about it. It took Drew Pearson like 30 years to get in the Hall of Fame as the Dallas Cowboy receiver. And he played for the America's team. So imagine what these cats got to go through as running backs and what was happening. But I do believe that if you go back in totality, you will see that they belong. The main question was asked, who would I take overall as the back? And I have to give it to Chuck Foreman. I think Chuck Foreman had a better chance. They were more run-oriented in Minnesota, but I think that his styling was a little bit more. I think he could have been, one of those guys. Muncie was bad, though. It's just that when you play with Air Coryell and Dan Fouts and all of what they had with Charlie Joyner and Jefferson and Wes Chandler, what they eventually got, Wes Chandler came over too from New Orleans. When you had all that, and Kellen Winslow Sr. later, but when you had all that, your running game was going to get lost. That's why James Brooks kind of benefited, because you had to be kind of like a scat back and multidimensional. And with the way the Chargers were running their offense, it's amazing that Roger Craig was the first 1,000-yard out the back and out the receiving, because you think San Diego would have had that down pat. You know them now as the Los Angeles Chargers, but back when they were San Diego, and they were fun back then, had the theme song and all. But Chuck Foreman was a bad dude. He would fit so well in today's styling of what when you see different running backs that are playing and what they do out the backfield, axe to catch and receive. So this is a great two great backs who both should be in the Hall of Fame. They both had impact. The battle, Chuck Muncie versus Chuck Foreman. Let me know who you think was the better back of the two in the comments below. Please hit like, subscribe, book on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.